Hi, I'm Jennifer Cochran. I'm a Rapid Transformational Therapy practitioner, and this is my channel, Hypnotherapy Creating Solutions. Do you find yourself making the same New Year's resolutions year after year? Willpower and discipline can really only take you so far. So let's unpack this. So if you find that you've sabotaged yourself over and over or just can't stay motivated, there's often a really good reason for that. We have coping strategies that have been wired in through our childhood, usually before age 7, that when we were little were actually important for our survival. We had to conform, we had to adapt to the family we were in. We had coping strategies to help ourselves handle stress, to get through the day, to deal with problems that came up when we were in a really vulnerable state, when our survival was very much determined by our caregivers. So when that is wired in, that's the way you cope, that's the way you act, and it just becomes your default. Now, that may no longer work for you once you're an independent adult, but they stay there. You have that tape running. And if you're dealing with an addiction, any addiction is going to come actually from a desire to simply feel better. Most people simply want to feel better, escape their pain, soothe themselves, fill a void, regulate themselves. All of this comes from not really being able to deal with the wiring that's in there. You can try and change from the surface, but once you're under stress, you're going to revert to that old coping strategy. So I can give you my example, which is I was chronically late. And I was chronically late, and it was 5 or 10 minutes, not an hour, just 5 or 10 minutes. And one day, my best friend said to me that I was being really inconsiderate and unkind to her because I was always late. And it was a lateness that really I had no excuse for. I just wasn't bothering to get ready on time, to arrive on time. And she said, "You're really being thoughtless." So that was enough motivation for me to say, all right, I need to be on time. And I need to figure out how to do this. So I first tried, I got to make sure I'm always on time. And I found myself dawdling, taking more time than I had to do things, to prepare to go out. So I was still being late. And then I said, it has to be better than this. I have to do better than this. And because it was New Year's, I was talking to a friend at work, and he asked me, "What's your New Year's resolution?" And I had been particularly late that day because I was stuck in traffic. And I said, well, it's being on time and it's going really well. But because my friend had said, "You've hurt me because of this," I was actually really motivated to figure it out. And I saw what was holding me back. My father was chronically early, so early that it was humiliating and stressful. We would arrive at a dinner party 15 minutes early, and the poor hostess would still have, rollers in her hair. And so I realized I didn't want to be on time. I didn't want to be early because I associated it with so much emotional discomfort. So I said to myself, I have to make myself get over this. I have to find a new way. And my new way became planning to be 15 minutes early, scheduling everything in my day to be 15 minutes early. And then I could decide to leave on time. It gave me a little grace period. And that was what worked for me. Now that's a very easy issue to overcome. And I was very motivated because I didn't want to keep being unkind to my best friend. But when you're dealing with something even larger, realize that there's an emotional root underneath. My emotional root was I hated the discomfort of being early. And there are much more difficult things, bigger things, but there's often the sabotage comes from, I really don't want to feel this, so I'm going to go towards that. And anytime you're under stress, that is going to be exactly where you go. So in order to change that, you need help. Hypnotherapy can help you reach your goals because the entire process of an RTT session is to uncover the root of what's really going on, what's really happening beneath the surface. And once it's uncovered and understood, you're then empowered as the client to make the choices that are best for you and where you want to go. And in an RTT session, you always get the transformation and a 21-day recording. So it helps you stay true to your goals and start to wire in a new practice and a new way of being. So eventually, your New Year's resolutions just become your default way of being. The goal that you've set, who you want to be, how you want to behave, it becomes the way you do stuff. It becomes normal, and it makes it easier. So hypnotherapy is a fantastic tool to help you actually meet the goals you want in your life. If you're interested in a free discovery call, please go to my website, jcochranhypnotherapy.com, and book a call with me so we can talk about it in more detail. And please like and subscribe and follow me for more. Thank you.